Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready to jump into another deep dive today?
Absolutely. Always ready to break down some financial products.
Perfect. Today we're looking into annuities, specifically the Allianz Accumulation Advantage plus annuity.
It's one that we've had a few questions about recently, so a deep dive is definitely needed.
Yeah, and I think it'll be helpful for folks to really get a sense of, if this particular annuity, is something that aligns with what they're looking for.
Exactly. Cause annuities, there are a lot of different kinds out there.
Oh yeah, and I think sometimes it feels like they're speaking a different language when you read about these things.
It can be really confusing to sort through all the jargon, so let's break it down.
Let's do it. Now, one of the things that jumped out at me right away with this Allianz annuity was this premium bonus they offer.
Right.
In the first, 18 months, a 10% bonus. That sounds pretty sweet.
It does. I mean, anytime you see bonus, you kind of perk up, right?
Mm.
But it is important to note that with this particular annuity, the bonus vests at 10% per year.
So you don't get the whole thing right away.
Right. You have to hold on to the annuity for the full, I believe it's 10 years to get the full value of that bonus.
Okay, so it's not like a quick, instant gratification kind of bonus. It's something that's, incentivizing you to hold on to the annuity for the long haul.
Exactly. Which, if you're thinking about retirement planning, that might be a good thing. Long-term strategy.
Right, exactly. Okay, so that's the premium bonus. Now, another thing that caught my eye was this option to allocate funds to what they call indexed interest accounts. Now, full disclosure, I'm not exactly sure what that means.
Okay, yeah. So indexed interest accounts, they're basically a way to potentially participate in market growth without directly investing in the market. So it's kind of like a hybrid approach.
So give me an example, like how would that actually play out?
Sure. So let's say you choose to link your account to the S&P 500 index.
Okay.
If the S&P 500 goes up, your account value has the potential to go up as well.
Yeah.
But, and this is a key point, if the S&P 500 goes down, your account value isn't going to go down.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's like you're getting the potential upside without the downside risk.
Exactly. But, and there's always a but, right? There are usually caps on how much your account value can increase, even if the index goes up significantly.
Okay. So there's a limit on the potential gains.
Right.
Makes sense.
And then there's also, the fees to consider. Annuities can have various fees associated with them, so that's something to factor in as well.
Always got to read that fine print. Okay, so you mentioned caps on the potential gains. Now I'm also seeing something about an index lock feature. What's that all about?
Yeah, so the index lock feature, that's basically a way to lock in your gains at certain intervals.
So if the market's doing well and you've seen some nice growth in your account, you can basically hit the pause button and say, okay, I want to secure these gains.
Exactly. Protect yourself from any potential downturn.
But then wouldn't you also be missing out on any potential further growth if the market keeps going up?
That's right. It's a trade-off. You're giving up some potential upside for the security of knowing that those gains are locked in.
I see. So it really depends on your risk tolerance. If you're someone who's more risk averse, that index lock might be a really appealing feature.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, let's talk withdrawals. Because with annuities, it's not always as simple as just taking your money out whenever you want.
Right. There are typically some restrictions in place.
So with the Allianz Accumulation Advantage Plus B, I'm seeing that you can withdraw up to 10% of your account value each year without any penalty. Is that pretty standard?
Yeah, 10% is a fairly common withdrawal limit for annuities. But what's interesting about this particular annuity is that you can actually carry over any unused withdrawal amount. So if you don't withdraw the full 10% one year,
You can kind of bank it for the next year.
exactly, up to a maximum of 20%.
Okay, that's a nice little bit of flexibility. But what if you need more than 20%? Let's say you have a big unexpected expense or something comes up. What are your options then?
Well, after 10 years, you have the option to withdraw the entire lump sum.
The whole thing.
Yes. And there are also provisions for withdrawals in certain situations before that 10-year mark. Things like terminal illness or if you need to go into a nursing home.
Okay, so there are some safety valves built in there for those kinds of circumstances. But of course, all of this is going to be spelled out in the contract.
Absolutely, yeah.
And this is where I think it's so important to have a financial advisor in your corner. Because there's a lot of nuance to these annuities.
Right.
And having someone who can really walk you through all the details and make sure you understand the ins and outs, that's invaluable.
Definitely, because at the end of the day, you want to make sure that this annuity or any annuity is the right fit for your specific needs and goals.
Exactly. So I think that's a great takeaway for our listeners today. We've covered a lot of ground here. The premium bonus, index interest accounts, index lock, withdrawal options. But, this is just a starting point. It's not a substitute for doing your own research and talking to a financial professional.
Absolutely. Take the information we've discussed here, use it to ask informed questions, do your own digging, and then, really work with someone who can help you analyze whether this is the right path for you.
Great advice. And I'd even add, don't limit yourself to just this one annuity. There are so many out there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So shop around, see what else is available, compare those features, those fees, those withdrawal options, and then, armed with all that knowledge, you can make a really informed decision.
Yeah, and even think about maybe what are your goals for this money? Is it retirement? Is it something else? And make sure the annuity aligns with that.
That's a really great point. So folks, do your homework. This deep dive hopefully gave you a good foundation.
A good place to start.
But the journey doesn't end here.
No, it's just the beginning.
All right, everyone, thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive. We'll see you next time.
See you then.